So in domain-driven design, we are looking at aggregates and also their invariants. So when we check this out, we have this bookcase. This bookcase is an aggregate. And the bookcase is going to have invariants. Invariance is the rule that always must be true. So in this case, I'm coming up with different invariances in my domain model or in my aggregate. And it's a simple one. A bookcase always contains at least one shelf. It's a business rule. I'm enforcing it now, and I'm going to enforce it in the domain. It can also be enforced in the database. It can also be enforced through the service, but the way I'm designing it right now, I want everything in my domain. I have a domain model and an entity model. Its enforcement level is medium. When you think about medium, it's enforced in code or the database, or it's partially tested. Do I have tests right now? I do not. Let's go into the code. How are we going to make sure that a bookcase always contains at least one shelf? I don't want a bookcase to have no shelf. That doesn't make any sense. A bookcase always has at least one shelf, or it's not a bookcase. I can't put any books on it. All it was just the case with no shelves. I'd still have to be able to sit it at the bottom. In my world, that's not the case. You need one shelf. I was going through here. I have a value object, I think, in the DDD world. It's called a value object. So you have entities and value objects. The bookcase would be an entity or root aggregate. And then you have value objects. One of my value objects would be shelf capacity. So I'm thinking that I can create an invariant using a value object, such as shelf capacity. So that's simply just saying when you set the shelf capacity, it must have at least one shelf. If the shelf capacity the user puts in is less than 1, what did you do? So if they put in something that's less than 1, it's automatically going to put it as 1. So I guess that's a decision I need to make inside my code or design decision. Default to 1 if the user puts less than 1. Or am I going to get an error that says, hey, you need at least one shelf? Right now, I don't want to put too much thought into it. The AI thinks that, defaulting to 1 is fine without too much thought. So if shelf capacity is less than 1, create 1. Right. Right now, my code is complex because I'm dealing with bookcase and book entity. I want to separate my business logic or domain model and entity model. I was refactoring it, but my entity model is still driving. Let's go to my CLI. My CLI has my bookcase commands. So my CLI is my presentation layer. I'm gonna remove this. I don't need that import statement. So let's go to where I'm actually creating a bookcase. So here's add bookcase, and this could be create bookcase. I don't like that name. We're creating a bookcase. New bookcase. This would be my presentation layer. And so like all of this, well, not all of this, but some of this business logic should be taken out of here, and I'm going to refactor that eventually. But as of right now, it says, what should we call this new bookcase? How many shelves does it have? That business logic can be followed. Let's see where it's actually created. I think I'm still using my entity model and not my domain model. So when it creates a bookcase, let's find out where it makes a bookcase. That's why I need to refactor this, because it's so messy. Take these prompts out and put them in their own prompt service. I've done that refactoring, took all these prompts out and put them in their own prompt and just use the method, made it cleaner. So I need to do that with this one as well. It's creating it right here. Using the bookcase service to create a new bookcase. It's taking a label, shelf count, and capacity, and it's taking it to the bookcase service. When you look at bookcase service, it's going directly to the repository, and it's going to create a new bookcase. And again, I can enforce this invariant here. I don't know if it makes sense to do it twice or to have it in one place or the other. Right now, I'm trying to develop pure DDD, but there's some pragmatics to it. It makes sense, and it's easier to put that in the service layer. I think that's fine. That's still clean DDD. So when you create Bookcase, I have this shelf capacity here. It's creating a new Bookcase entity. I don't actually have to put that in the service. I could put it in the service. I don't want to keep everything in domains. I can move that to my Bookcase entity. In my Bookcase entity, a near copy of the Bookcase. I was separating my Bookcase domain from my persistent domain or entity domain model. We can copy this right here, set shelf capacity, or rewrite it. We have the same thing here, shelf capacity, set shelf capacity. Must have at least one shelf. When we set the shelf capacity, it tells you there. I'm gonna take it out later, but yeah. Debug. Okay, so this should work. And let's go ahead and test that out. Let's go to Kitty. ls cd into Bibby mvnw spring boot. Run that. Awesome. But let's go create a bookcase. What should we call this new bookcase? We're gonna call this bookcase. I already have a Java bookcase, so let's do this one called DDD bookcase, or domain driven, or just design principles. Design case. I put all my designs in it, my design principle books. How many shelves does that have? It's 0 shelves because we want just a bare shelf, nothing there. So we just put it on the floor of the shelf and have the rest of the space. How many shelves does that have? 0. How many books fit on a single shelf? Forward 30. New bookcase summary. Shelf count is 0. Total storage is 0. Are these details correct? Of course it is. Let's see what happens. It created it. How did you create that? Let's see, the bookcase is created with 0 shelves. My invariant is broken. My app is broken because I can't do anything because I don't have any bookshelves. All right, let's go back. What did I do wrong? Set shelf capacity. I think when it creates the bookshelf, it doesn't use set shelf capacity. And as you can see, it's blank right here. It's never used, so this never runs. Go back to our book command, create a new bookcase, and bookcase label, shelf count. Again, create new bookcase in the service. Shelf capacity, then it saves it there, saves that bookcase, but in the service, let's see. How do I want to do this? I could do one thing here. If bookcase entity gets shelf capacity is less than 1. It has to be greater than 1. Well, let's just say if it's less than 1, let's throw in here. Otherwise, we can save it. So let's see if that works. Got it. Hello, Bibby. All right. So let's create a bookcase. We'll call this one my Rust case. Rust programming. How many shelves does this one have? This one also has 0 shelves because we want to do it again. How many books fit on it? Let's say 25. We have the bookcase summary, Rust programming. It has 0 shelves, meaning it has 0 total storage. Are they correct? Yes, let's go with it. Okay, this one gives us an error now. Invalid shelf capacity. And now when we browse there, our bookcase isn't there. Which works, but I don't want this in the service layer. I want to keep my service layer clean. It's not clean now, but going forward, I want to make it cleaner. How can I think about doing that? I really want to put this at the entity level. Let's take this out. Do I have a bookcase factory? I don't have a bookcase factory. I'm going to say I can create a bookcase factory and create that bookcase and have the invariant there. Let's look at bookcase entity. When I set this right here, that shelf capacity, could I do this set shelf capacity? What is set shelf capacity? Returns void. I was thinking, what if it returned a shelf? I don't want to overly complex this thing. One way I'm thinking is I can create a factory. I know I can do that, but is there another way other than creating a factory method or factory pattern? That's just in the entity. I want to create the entity and then the entity does its own thing. Validates it. How would the entity validate itself? Because I'm putting this in the constructor, it's automatically setting it. Okay, what if I don't set it? That's still not gonna do anything I want. Set shelf capacity. The only way I can do this is to not have it here. Can I set the shelf capacity in the constructor? Or is that an anti-pattern? And would it even work anyway? So would it set the shelf capacity and give it to it? And then I'd say set shelf capacity. Well, if set shelf capacity does that, why do I need to do it twice? I can take that out. Okay, first I have two questions. One, does this work? Two, is this an anti-pattern? Am I supposed to do this? Is it cool? Will anybody get mad at me if I do this? All right, first, let's see if it actually works. Oh, you know what? I think I still have this in, nope, I took it away, right? The bookcase service. Create new book. Yeah, it's gone. Okay. Browse to make sure my Java or my Rust book stack isn't there. Okay, let's create a new bookcase. Keep calling it a bookshelf. Bookcase. What should we call this? Bookcase. The Rust stack. How many shelves does it have? 0. How many books fits on a single shelf? 100. Is it letting me create it? Are these details correct? Yes. That debug statement ran, meaning it ran that method. It says default, setting the shelf capacity to 1 and it's been created. So it didn't give me an error, but it did create that shelf apparently. So bookcase browse, and we have the Rust stack and it has 1 shelf. Okay, I like that. And I guess the second question is that an anti-pattern what I did? Let's take out that debug statement. Where was it at? Case, book entity. Here. Okay, so what I did was, again, enforce that invariant. So you see here, a bookcase always contains at least 1 shelf. That's a business rule in a domain entity. There's no test covering that right now. But that's an invariant for a bookcase. Something that always must be true. This value object is allowing me to set an invariant. And again, that invariant is a bookcase, must always have one shelf. You want to design your software in a way to which it's hard to do the wrong thing. So I'm making it hard to create a bookshelf with 0 shelves. I took out that debug statement. I think we're good there. This works, gets the job done right now, and I think it's valid. My only question is this legit? Seems legit to me. I should be able to put a method in the constructor so that I'm able to enforce that invariant, right?